Hello everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome along if you are new. It is the 31st of July already. Where did July go? I remember June, but I don't remember much about July. So here we are, sat at the front of the camera again, drinking coffee, and yes, it is morning for me. It is still morning for me, just. And where are we going? Where have we been? What are we doing? And what's happening? So what have we been doing? First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to all of you who contribute to the channel. It is very much appreciated. You contribute through PayPal, Patreon, and some of you do the thanks on the bottom of the videos as well. So yes, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. I also want to thank you for all the lovely comments and all the kind words, and also the people who send the not so kind words. And this sounds like a warning, but I'm in no position to warn anybody about anything. But if you do decide to send comments that are a little bit fruity, YouTube get hold of them and stop me seeing them. I have to go and actually specifically ask YouTube to show me those comments. And I'm sure in this day and age, as we know the way things are going in this country, I'm sure YouTube are keeping track of what's going on. So I would advise that you're a little bit careful. If you like sending fruity comments on YouTube, you might be a little bit careful, because I wouldn't be surprised if things start happening. For example, YouTube will now randomly pull videos that feature World War II German artifacts. Okay, a friend of mine who produces videos as well did a review of a German World War II fighter aircraft, and he then had to sit a course. His video was taken down. He's received a strike against his channel, and he's had to do a course on hate speech. So be very, very careful what you do, what you say. That's why you'd no longer see videos of German stuff on here. I recently did a video of a little Vespid 172nd, and that was like a little toe in the water just to see. But it seems very, very strange, because there are people that have got, you know, proper documentary, really good, true historical content that's being left alone, and yet there have been a few people that have shown plastic models or reviews, and not even with that symbol on the tail, and they've been taken down. So I don't understand what's going on. I don't want to strike against me. It can kill your channel, so I'm avoiding any of that content. So where was I going? So yeah, so basically, thank you for all your comments, thank you for your good stuff, thank you for your horrible stuff, it's great, and thank you for all the advice and help. It's really funny, actually. You'll hear me in my videos, I will say, if you actually know, can you please tell me what this item was? If you actually know. And there are people that actually know, and I get 5 or 6 different answers. It's really, really funny. And then I sort of end up with some photographic proof or whatever, or a manual, you know, operator's manual that proves what I'm looking for. So you guys are a great help, but some of you are misinformed, I'm afraid. So obviously it's something you've been told along the way or something, and it's like one of those things. It's these little myths. It's like the myth that all the Second World War American twin-engine aircraft had the same wheels. It's like, no, they didn't. They didn't. Some people will try and tell you that, but they didn't. So, so at the moment we're working on the Stolly, as you know. That one's here with Jess on top of it. I've got 2 of these. As you can see, there's another one underneath. And people have been asking me, or somebody, one particular person has asked me, why do you keep saying it's a beautiful kit, and yet you keep saying it's got poor packaging, sink marks, engineering, this, that and the other? Right. To me, a beautiful kit is a subject I'm interested in that goes together well. All right. I'll put up with the faults and the flaws and everything, however minor they are or major they are. I mean, that Italeri Stratos there is no excuse for that whatsoever. And my level of putting upness, if that's a correct term, depends on price. So if this stalwart was £10, I would say it was the bargain of the century, even with its issues. But it's £40, it's not the bargain of the century. it should be very, very good, if not perfect, for £40. Their K2 ambulance was perfect. So why should this be any different? And the reason it's any different is, one, abysmal packaging. Throwing sprues in one bag in an oversized box and not having the bag even tightly holding the sprues in this day and age is not excusable. Mini Art do it, okay, but they put many sprues in one bag. They have the bag absolutely tightly wrapped around the sprues. The sprues are absolutely in the right size box generally, okay, and generally Mini Art kits are packed. If they're not packed, they float around, but they still don't damage anything because they're held together so tightly. It's like you bubble wrap around them or something. It's really tight. These are just chucked in loosely. It's the same with the starter sets, where they don't even have frames. They just have trees where all the parts are hanging off. Everything gets broken off. Everything gets broken. It's not good enough, Airfix. It's not good enough. Okay? It can only be a cost-saving exercise. There's no other excuse for it. It'd only be cost, and that's why they're doing it. You know, Poker kits are made by Hornby, the same company, and they have individually bagged sprues, and they're proper thick vinyl. You know, not I don't know what the material is, but it's a proper thick bag. It's not like carrier bag material. It's like a thick vinyl material, if you like. So all the sprues slide around on top of each other. Nothing gets caught. Nothing gets broken. And Poker kits, as you know, have 30, 40, 50 sprues in them. So they do it in them. Why don't they do it in this little kit here? If it is a cost issue, you know, instead of it being £39.95, make it £40 and 10p. You know, and if you can't afford to lose the 10p per item when you're probably making 30 quid on each one anyway, if not more, well, they will if they sell them, but they won't make them that much money when they sell them to shops. But you know, I can guarantee you that they're making a lot of money on these, and they could afford some plastic bags. The sink marks are inexcusable. It's obviously a processing area. What makes it even worse, and no, I'm not having a go at Airfix, I'm just talking fact, in my opinion, fact. What makes it worse is not even consistent. So I saw one review, the man with the black gloves. That kit was absolutely disgusting. That was the worst sink marks on a kit I'd ever seen in my life. It was awful. Mine was much better. The second one I bought is nigh on perfect. So, you know, they haven't even got a stable process, which is, in 2025, is inexcusable. Yes, it's a plastic toy. It's not exactly, you know, military equipment. It's not a life-threatening situation. But £40 to a lot of people is a lot of money. And somebody that doesn't have the skills or the knowledge to work on these things, or even the will, you know, some people just don't want to go and spend £40 on a kit and then have to rework it. I understand that. Having said that, I've got a Tamiya kit here that's covered in sink marks. So my 148 K2 ambulance from Tamiya has got sink marks in it. So even they do it, you know. So we all have, you know, hail Tamiya and all that. God rest in peace. So yeah, that's why I say it's a beautiful kit. It goes together well, and it's a subject that I think is lovely. The engineering, there's some bits on there, like the mesh guards over the top of the cab. I wish they'd done a little sheet of photo etch, or at least made them as separate parts, because in real life you can see through them. That horrible clear mesh thing over the exhaust. Why? Who thought of that? It's about a bloody inch thick. Well, it's not an inch thick, I'm exaggerating, but it's really thick. It's made of 3 parts, and it's clear. Why? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They could have made a little plastic piece with holes in it, or with markings in it we could drill out, or even put a little photo etch panel in there, you know. Again, that is cost. And don't tell me that it's because of age, or because of this, or because of something else. They had it in the K2, okay? The K2 was perfect. It didn't have any sink marks. The sprues fit the box. The moulding was perfect. It had photo etch in it. The decals were beautiful. The whole thing, as a package, was a bargain. And we could be saying the same about this, but no, it's not. Moulded on windscreen wiper blades. Okay, a lot of manufacturers do that, but they did it in the 80s. They don't do it now. And especially with Airfix, like with the Gannet and the Sea King, when they gave us the option of having the plain one so you can add an aftermarket one, or the molded on one, so you could just mask it and paint it, you know, they could have given us both options with this one. So you've got 3 windscreens there with molded on windscreen wipers, and they're also quite chunky. They're not even detailed, so you know, not good enough. So yeah, there's a lot wrong with it, but it's a beautiful subject, and that's why I say it's a beautiful kit, and it does go together very, very well if you get a good one. So there we are, that's that off my chest. So that's the reason. The Airfix 1/72nd scale Lancaster is up here behind me. I have to be honest, I haven't worked on that for a very long time. The videos you've seen have all been done in the past. I think I even started it when Jess was still around. But the plan was to completely finish the model and then start putting the videos out, but I got distracted. So I put some videos out just for you to see. I think there's one more to go out, and then I'll have a current one, but it will get finished, and I'm hoping to finish it this year. Now, as you know, I haven't been at the bench a lot and my fingernails have been filthy, because I've bought a Fiat 131, which I've been working on a lot in the garage. If you haven't seen it yet, please go and have a look at the channel, give us a sub and a thumbs up. It's called Nigel's Fiat 131. If I think of it, I'll put a link in the description below the video. You can go and have a look at that. I've removed the engine and gearbox. It started off with an oil leak. I took the head off. I found bent valves because the cam belt had jumped, because it hadn't been run since 2008. And they started it and revved the nuts off it to get it here, to get it on the trailer and everything. And I think the cam belt jumped. So yeah, it bent the inlet valves. Luckily, it didn't bend the exhaust valves. So yeah, there we go. So I took the head off, you know, to deal with the oil leak, which I thought was a seal, but it wasn't. It was actually the head gasket. Thought I'd deal with that. Found the bent valves. When I took the head apart, I found it had a bent spring. So I ended up with the new valves, new springs, and then I thought, well, I got this far, I may as well have a look at the whole engine. So I stripped it all down, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't had to replace anything in the engine. It's just seals and gaskets, really. So yeah, and then I drained the gearbox to get the oil out, because I thought I'll, you know, put some fresh oil in it, and I found water in the gearbox. So I thought, oh, now it's going to be all rusty. But luckily it wasn't. It was just mayonnaise. So I could only think that was condensation, and it just sat there and sat there and sat there since 2008. And then when they ran it to put it on the trailer, it just stirred the oil up a bit, and all I had in there was some mayonnaise. No corrosion whatsoever. So absolutely stunning. So yeah, it obviously got wet at some point, because there were watermarks on the cam pulleys where it had water just sat there. Obviously it was on a slight upward slope, so the water had got into the cam pulleys and sat there. How the water got into there, I do not know, unless maybe somebody washed it one day and then just left it. I don't know. But it's pretty much rust free. It's absolutely awesome. It's going to be converted into a 2-door, and it's going to be converted into an Abarth. And if you go and have a look at a video I put out last Friday, that would have been the 25th of July. This video, I think it's called Something Different. You can actually see Paolo Diana over here in Wales driving a Rally Sport Developments 131, and it's identical, if not better, than an Abarth. So there we go. Very interesting stuff. So what have we been working on? We've been working on that D'Agostini Ferrari, which is absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't seen that and you're not into Partworks, please go and have a look. It is stunning. Okay, it's a 1/8 scale Ferrari 330 P4. They're sticking with the engine instead of scattering about, you know, like a lot of them do, the Partworks. But it's absolutely beautiful. It's got multiple parts, individual spark plugs, individual caps for the distributor, all the leads, all the clamps. Lots of parts go to make the fuel injection system. It really is. If you have the skills, the ability, and the will to fill, paint, deal with some seams, you could turn this into an absolute masterpiece. But even straight out of the packets, screwing it all together, it's going to be very, very nice indeed. It is extremely well detailed. It's even nicer than the Mustang, and the D'Agostini Mustang is really, really nice. So yeah, awesome. I've also, last week I didn't do a video on the Poker Pagani. I'm sorry, because I just didn't get around to it, and my fingernails have been disgusting. So I'll hope to get one out this Saturday. Generally my Pagani videos or Poker videos go out on Saturdays at 8 PM. I've heard nothing from them recently, actually, so they might have decided to stop working with me. If that's the case, then that's the case. But because I have been criticising the kit a bit, the the Pagani, to be honest, because there's lots and lots of mistakes in the instructions, which I did actually tell them about when I first saw the instructions, and they don't seem to have taken any notice, so it just fell on deaf ears, but whatever. But we'll see what happens in the near future. I see that they've got a new Ducati coming out. I think it's earmarked for next year. I saw something pop up on an email. So yeah, we've got the Ferrari from De Agostini, we've got the Mustang from De Agostini working on, we've got the Pocker Pagani, we've got the Airfix Stalwart, I've got the Airscale Bolt and Pull Defiant over here. I haven't picked that up for the last couple of weeks because my heart's not been in it, if I'm honest, but it is a beautiful, beautiful model. Go and have a look on the Airscale Facebook page, go and sign up. Peter will be pleased if you do that, and you'll see Jamie Hago's version. Here you go. His version of it, and it's a beautiful, beautiful build, and there's some lovely cockpit photos and everything on there as well. So yeah, very, very nice. I'm looking forward to picking that up again when my enthusiasm for it comes back. If not before, it'll be when I finish the Stalwart, which will be very, very soon indeed, and then we'll also get back on the Lancaster, the Airfix Lancaster, that is. The Hachette Lancaster, I've just had a delivery now of the another pack of parts. It's quite a big bag, so we'll see what's going on that. No doubt it's getting quite tedious with the repeats of all the engines, and of course this is the problem with the aircraft. You know, you've got 4 engines which are all going to be the same, you've got 2 lots of undercarriage which will be the same, you've got 2 wings which will be the same, you've got 2 tailplanes which will be the same. So when you start doing when you finish with the cockpit and everything gets a bit repetitive, but yeah, it is what it is. So that's that. If you do go over and look at the Airscale Facebook page, you'll see on there that his new release is going to be a Typhoon in 1/32 scale, which looks absolutely stunning, and it looks like you're going to get the option of a car door or a bubble top, so that's going to be nice. The other thing that's very interesting, I find very interesting indeed, I must speak to Peter and find out why. He's actually decided to move away from 3D printing the actual sort of body of the aircraft, the fuselage, wings. He's going for injection molded. So what that kit will be is an injection molded fuselage and wings with everything else 3D printed, so it's going to be an exceptionally well detailed model. I think one of the issues with 3D printing is stability. I have been told by people in the past, Peter included, that it's very, very difficult to mold stuff, to print stuff that stays flat. It always wants to curl up and stuff. Another person that told me that was Tom over at Nice. So bear that in mind. So that might be the issue. So yeah, but other than that, what's coming up this month? Did I say hello to Jess? I think I did. Dottie's down here, by the way. She's having a sleep. She's just been to the groomers. So I believe I've got a 1/350th scale, I was going to say battleship, let's just say warship from World War II coming. And it's going to be a very, very interesting subject. So I believe that's on the way. Fingers crossed. I'm also expecting Gary. I think Gary said he's going to send me the UMA Harrier when it comes. He's actually importing that kit. So that brand new 1/48th Harrier, which looks to be absolutely beautiful, and quite appropriate to me because I used to make Pegasus engine parts, and also my mother was known as the Hover Queen. She was a senior engineer on the Harrier, or the Pegasus engine for the Harrier. She often went to America and stuff to work with them, Cherry Point and everything. So yeah, it's a very appropriate subject. So very much looking forward to receiving that. If he doesn't send me one, I'll probably just buy one anyway. So there we go. The other thing I want to talk about is a new product that's coming. I've got it all here. I've got every single thing they make, and it's this. It's something we need very much in the modelling world, and that is a new paint range. So here we go. It's called the Kaleido Colourworks range, and it's from Galeria, the people that make those lovely airbrushes that I review all the time. And it's basically a water-based acrylic, and it's got some technology in it. Now, as you know, one of the biggest problems with water-based paints, like MIG ammo for example, if you try and spray them too heavily, it will just separate, fish eyes, whatever. This stuff doesn't do that apparently. So we shall see. I haven't tried it. We'll see how it goes. But basically, it's a high-performance water-based acrylic paint formulated with an eco-friendly, non-toxic, solvent-free base. Pre-adjusted to the optimal spraying ratio at the factory, it can be used directly or further diluted as needed. So that's nice. We often find, don't we, with the Vallejo Model Air colours, they often need knocking back a bit. The enhanced paint film structure provides adhesion, scratch resistance, durability and outstanding gloss comparable to solvent-based paints. No primer is required, allowing easy application on a wide range of materials such as ABS, PE, PC, resin, glass, textiles and metals, making it ideal for various creative applications. Now, I find that hard to believe. I find that hard to believe you can spray a water-based acrylic paint on metal and glass and it's going to stick. We shall see. But they do actually, they say primers aren't needed, but they do actually give you primers in one of the big sets. So it's going to come as a 12 colour primary set with thinner and cleaner, a 24 colour primary set with thinner and cleaner, a 24 mecha colour set with thinner and cleaner, a 24 also colour set, yeah, you guessed it, with thinner and cleaner, and then a 12 metal colour set with thinner and cleaner. There is also a Pro Master series of the mecha colours, which I've got down here. Mecha colours, primary colours with abundance of essentials and varnishes, and then we've got the same thing for the auto colours. So it'll be very interesting to see what it's like. I've got it all here, as I say. This is the Pro Master series mecha colour set. It comes in a nice carry case. It's a very nice tough box. I'll open it up and show you inside. So we've got a big piece of packaging foam. As I say, they've sent me everything. I've got three big boxes here, all different languages in there. That's why I've got this leaflet that's going out. But you can see basically we've got lots and lots of colours. There's the metal colours there. So and here's the box. As you can see, we've got lots and lots of stuff in there. So we've got all these bottles of paint, which are some very, very bright, vibrant colours. There's an orange there, which is like a very burnt orange. There's another sunset orange there, which is a bright orange. And you can see these are all bottles with a screw-on cap. Okay, and the droppers on them as well. So there we go. And also, when I do review these, hopefully there will be a link in the description that you send me, and you'll be able to go and get some discounts, so that'll be good. We've also got in here with this set, we've got gloss varnish, semi-gloss varnish and matte varnish. We've got retarder thinner. We've got white primer. Okay. We have grey primer. We have black primer, a matte black primer. Be interesting to see what that's like. And we've got a gloss black primer, which is going to be perfect for underneath your metal coats. And as you can see, we've got all these different colours of paint. Look at that blue there, it's beautiful. So I've got a few old car bodies, I think, stuff I could use to try these on. And we've got the cleaner, and we've also got in here the thinner. So this is actually, you know, if you really want to take the plunge and go head over heels, go and buy one of these big sets, you might want to buy a little 12 colour set first to try them out. I'm going to try them out on video live without me testing them beforehand, I think, and we'll see how we go. They're also got in the box, they've got these, and they've got these little sort of squarish things with the Kaleido logo moulded on. On the back we've got this little tang thing. I cannot think for the life of me what they are for. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's loads of them. There's about 8 or 10 of them in there. I cannot think what they are for. Maybe there's something in the book about them, but I cannot for the life of me think what they're for. But anyway, so yeah, it looks very good, but you know, looking very good and how it performs is two different things. We shall see. I don't know anything about prices. I don't know how they're obviously going to be competitive, of course they will be. If they're anything like the airbrushes, they'll be undercutting everybody else, so we shall see. But they do look, the colours look very, very vibrant for car modelers and Gundam and all that. They look extremely vibrant. There's no military colours or anything, so you're not going to get any NATO greens or NATO blacks or anything, but obviously that's going to be something going forward, so we shall see. But watch this space and we'll see what they're like, and I'll probably do some giveaways because I seem to have a lot of doubled ups here, so we'll see about that. Talking about giveaways, on YouTube we have a thing called Studio, so creators can go in and see all your comments and see how many watches there are and where our audience is and how old they are and all this sort of stuff, and I can go and see the comments that some of you, like I said, and all sorts of stuff like that. So on there I can see how many hits I've had, and since this channel started I have just broken 10 million hits. 10 million hits, so absolutely incredible. I can look at my analytics now because the computer's here right in front of me, and if I go for lifetime, here we go, 10,028,703 hits. So there we are. So 31,936 subscribers, so nearly on the 32,000, and I can see that the most popular video I've ever made was the Willys Jeep one, which went out on the 9th of April 2019, 81,783 hits. So I don't seem to get a lot of hits on my videos, but I do put a lot out there, so there we go. So the next most popular was the Tamiya Yamato sprue review, 65,753 views. So there we go. And it goes on and on and on. So as we've hit the 10 million, I've decided to do a giveaway. Now, as before, I've always done a cash equivalent, okay? So if I was giving away, I don't know, a Tamiya 1/72 scale Mitsubishi Zero I can see here in front of me, that kit's probably worth about £12. It would probably cost me more than that to send it to America. So say John Ollick in America, John Ollick Scale Modelling, wins that on a giveaway, I'm better off giving him $15 or whatever it is to go to Sprue Brothers and buy one, rather than spend $20 on posting it over. Do you see what I mean? It's just crazy. So I offered a cash alternative and somebody tried to scam me. Somebody said, oh, I am such and such, I won that, and now you need to send me £100 via PayPal. And I thought, well, this sounds a bit weird. So basically there is a rule here, okay? You will have to put a comment below this video with your answer to the question I'm going to give you in a minute. And only a few people's comments come directly up, all right? Everybody else's comments is hidden, so you're not going to see what each other's putting up. And I will record what you put down, okay, on a spreadsheet. And then at a certain time next week, which I shall announce, I will do the answer, okay, and then we'll do the giveaway. So what you need to do is just, it's so simple. What you need to do is put down, make a comment below and put down a number between 1 and 1,000. All right, and then at some point next week, which will be as I say, I will announce in another video. Excuse me. I will do a random number generator thing on air and go from there. So basically, all you need to do is guess a number between 1 and 1,000, and that is it. And you will win this. The beautiful Magic Factory CBR 1000 RRR. There's enough R's in there. It's a beautiful, beautiful model. As you know, I've built one, the red one. I've got the second one here. I don't want to build it again, so I'm going to give this away. Now, the only thing I will stipulate, this is a fairly large box. You will be paying the postage. Wherever you are in the world, you will be paying the postage, okay? I'm not going to pay for the postage to send this anywhere. Because postage these days is so expensive, and also that way you can choose how you have it delivered. If you want to pay for UPS, you can pay for UPS, but what I would rather do is send it Royal Mail. It makes life a lot easier for me, and that way it'll come through. If you're in Canada, it'll come through Canada Post. If you're in America, it'll come through USPS, but hopefully somebody in the UK will win it, and that makes life a lot easier for all of us. So yeah, so basically all you need to do is guess a number between 1 and 1,000 in the description below this video before Monday the 4th of August. I forgot the next month then. Before 6 p.m. on Monday the 4th of August UK time. That's what you need to do. Anything after that will not be accepted. If you try to enter twice, I'll delete both your numbers. Okay, don't try and cheat, please, because it's just real rubbish how the world has gone. There are people that try about 4 or 5 times to guess the number, and that gives them 4 or 5 more chances of winning. Well, don't do it, because I'm just going to delete all your if you put in the number twice, okay, I will delete both of them. And then every time your name comes up again, I'll just delete that. So you won't, if you try and cheat, you won't win anything. Okay, I'm sorry to be so harsh, but it's the way the world's going. It's bloody ridiculous. And if I get scammed on this one in any way, shape or form, I will never do another giveaway again, ever. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of the world we live in, to be honest with you. It's just crap. And yes, so before Monday the 4th of August at 6 p.m, and then we will announce how we're going to do the number generator. Either I'm going to do a live with Moss, or it might be on Moss's channel on Monday night, so you'll have to come and tune in. But before Monday at 6 p.m, I will make a video that tells you where to go to see if you've won or not. Okay, and then there'll be a video anyway telling you what the number was and who you are. Now the other rule is obviously if you guess 545 and 545 is the number that comes up, then you have won. If somebody else also has 545 and 545 comes up, the chances of this are extremely slim, by the way, then we will do it again just between the two of you. Okay, and that'll probably be done off air. All right. If you choose 545 and the number is 546 and somebody else has chosen 547, so you're both one apart, 547 wins it. We round up, not down. Okay, so if you are one below and somebody else is one above, they win it. Okay, so if you've chosen 545, somebody else has chosen 547 and the number comes up 546, they win. The higher number wins. Okay, we have to clear this up at the beginning because of the arguments at the end, and I know there's going to be those of you that are going to put your numbers in at 20 past 6. Oh, you didn't say. I am saying 1800 UK time. Okay, so whatever UK time is right now, I don't know if it's BST, UTC, whatever it is, I don't know, but basically 1800 on Monday the 4th of August UK time, that is the shut off. If you put a number in after that, then you won't be entered. And as I say, if you enter twice, you will be disqualified completely from ever entering again. So there you go. Right, so that's pretty much it for this month. As I say, we've got the Harrier on the way, a big battleship or warship on the way, and we'll go from there. And I'm really, really sorry, I neglected this channel a little bit. I need to get back onto it. The red hot weather we've been having in the country hasn't helped. We haven't been able to do any work or anything. Oh, that's something else I noticed about this Kaleido Paints. It recommends store and use in an environment between 5 and 40 degrees for optimal performance. So it's a shame this didn't come out earlier. We could have tried spraying it in that silly 33, 34 degree heat we had. I wonder how it would perform. Be interesting to see. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. You'll see your list of names come up now with some lovely music, and just as a massive thank you to you all, and we'll go from there. So I will speak to you on Monday and let you know how to go about, well, where to go to see your number being drawn. It'll probably be on Moss's live stream on Monday night at 9 p.m, something like that. We shall see, and we'll do it on there. Right, thank you for watching.